Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How we doing? Having some technical difficulties this morning. Seems like my computer is even running slow. But when I got to it, it was like frozen, so I had to restart the computer. So it's been a rough one so far. Let's go ahead and see if we can push through this and look at the economic calendar real quick. Do our pre-market report. Today we only got crude oil inventories at 10:30. Clicked on that too fast. Tomorrow we have initial jobless claims and existing home sales. And then Friday we have new home sales. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this NQ Future Sessions power range. All right, for today's session for NQ, we got a high of 13,755 with a low of 13,739.25. When I posted this, we were trading neutral, down negative 0.32% with a volume of 76K and an ATR of 222.82. Let's go ahead and take a look at how that responded to the power range levels. You see, we've just been pretty much bouncing around between plus and minus 2. So we're just kind of hanging out. Let's look at the daily real quick. Alright, so we're starting to make an attempt to get that retracement that I've been looking for. So, I wouldn't be surprised, especially with the pre-market action, for the day to turn out being at least have a dip, if not just a completely bearish day. So we'll see. I'm not going to take that bias into the open. That's just what I'm looking at. We do have support at -2. So we'll just see. Well, we're kind of trading on support right now. Just looking at the support that was created yesterday. It's in line with the power range low. Okay. Clicking on all kind of wrong stuff. All right, and in the interest of time, I'm just going to look at ES today for our market watch, since that's the only thing that I'm even thinking about, adding to the watch list or trade list in the near future. So pretty much the exact same price action. Got that range between plus and -2. Starting to see some pullback on the daily from this nice little slow, steady, but choppy bullish run. And we do need some retracement, so it'll be a good thing for us to have this pullback, let the market reset at least, and regain some much needed energy. And just real quick, I want to look at gold. So that's the other one that I'm interested in trading again. So mostly bullish for the power range. Traded all the way up to +5. Back down in the Euro session. Found support at the power range low, then right back up. Interesting price action for gold this morning. Traded right back into that range on the daily. All right, so very, very interesting. All right, let me go ahead and make sure I'm not skipping anything on my checklist. Definitely can go ahead and get my pre-market screenshot. a good thing I saved everything last night after I made my. Because at night, every night I do my I update my charts in terms of like the power range and whatever I want to point out or mark off any significant levels or areas that I see. I do that at night before I head to bed. Because when I wake up in the morning, I want to be prepared. So all I got to do when I get up is take a look and see what the market is doing, and make a plan and get ready to respond for the open. What am I doing? Alright, so I'm gonna stop talking for a minute and go back through the rest of my checklist. It's a good thing I woke up on time this morning. Always see the big picture. I definitely, I had these technical difficulties, but I could not break my morning routine. So, even if that meant, I'm not hitting the time points that I wanted to, there's certain things that I have to do before I trade. Such as I gotta meditate. I have to meditate before I start trading. I gotta make sure I go through the rest of my routine. Those routines are important. Right. I didn't do that, so I can't check that off. All right. Refresh my multi-chart screen. Make sure I can see what I need to see. Less than a minute, less than 30 seconds actually to the bell. So I'm gonna be, not too aggressive this morning, since I'm a little off with my morning struggles. Make sure I'm in the right frame of mind before I even place a single trade. The frequency that I'm holding right now is telling me to proceed with caution. It's because my energy is still a little thrown off from all the difficulties, the technical difficulties. Yeah, yesterday was really interesting with the price action that we got. I didn't get any trades. It's a whole lot of chop, if I remember correctly. Let me turn that down. But those days provide really good, learning experiences. Got some bulls right out the gate. Sellers came in at negative, at +1. Right, looking at the Delta board and price action, it looks like the momentum or the strength is with the sellers today. We're having a little battle at the open. Which is interesting because it's kind of opposite when you look at structure. All right, good morning, Full Troll and Origin. That's right. Yep, exactly. Just hold the awareness. You already know what to do and how to move. All right, so right now, those that move the market are just position building. This is the way, from how I'm looking at it. That's pretty much, we kind of been doing that the entire session. But just back and forth trading. We'll take the price lower, build a position, sell off that inventory at a higher price, start collecting again. However, I don't think the main thing today is going to be, just my personal opinion, it's definitely not trading advice. Because if we can, the market can do anything, but I don't think today we're going to have a significant move to the long side. I wouldn't be surprised for them to let this market fall. Because we are in a position for a reset. Right now we're just staying in our value area, chopping back and forth. I don't have any setups as of yet. Definitely still seeing more selling pressure than anything in this price action. but owns a little bit of positive delta, so that's very interesting. A cumulative delta is red across the board. Yep, index arbitrage. Yeah, I heard that term before. The banks just buy the lows and sell the highs and chop up the market in between. Big picture in the 90s, 2009, before the collapse in status quo for what we call bailout. Yep. And normally on these range bound days, I'll be looking to fade the highs and the lows. But if we, that may be interesting. Actually, I wouldn't do that because that would be trading outside the actual strategy. Um, if prices go higher, if we go back to the high, I'm definitely not interested in doing that. Or fading the low. It's because of what I'm seeing across the board right now. The picture, the big picture, and then what I'm seeing in the price action. But I will be watching that area to see how prices respond if we make it down there. Eventually, it's highly likely that we will make it to either one of those locations. If I had to put money on it, I would put it to the short side. But I need a good setup before I actually take a trade on it. All right, so we're heading to those lows now. There we go. See, we just blew right through the low. There are some buyers that are sitting there, and they're trying and doing their best. Got a little bit of a battle going on. Okay, a little pushback. Got a bit of a tug of war going on right now. Hindsight Capital, if I was looking for a breakout, which I was not, I could have took the break right there at 726 and a half. I still like my pullbacks. Although the breakouts have been working lately. Let's move from here. My perspective, running the last sequence of the old programs, so much was built up and accumulated in the wave up and this turnover from my perspective. Yep. Nice little push to close that 3-minute candle. So the tug of war continues, and I'm just watching on the sideline. It's a good price action to apply some popcorn eyes to. They got something going on with YM. We go ahead and take it since I don't have anything. Check out YM real quick. Oh, that is very interesting. Where's my look at all the markets, or all the index futures side by side. I think I want it from a 15-minute perspective. Just realized my audio, my music, my desktop audio wasn't on. It tells me a lot about my awareness this morning. So, gives me an excuse to run that back, even though that I wanted to run that back anyway. But that's interesting. The rest of the market is definitely doing something different than NQ. And now I'll be, the question for me is NQ going to join the party, or is it going to be the leader? Yep. Slowly but surely coming back. If I look at the delta board for ES, it's definitely, we see the divergence between ES and NQ, or really NQ and the rest of the market. We have the same with YM. So this price action telling me that fading the low would definitely not have been a bad idea. So I know there are traders that that also trades like that. So if you took that, congratulations. If you was able to maintain it, it was a little bit of risk in there. It wasn't perfect. It didn't trade to the tick. Just based off my strategy, I still don't have a setup yet. So I think this will be a good day to trade the afternoon. Staying, true to my frequency and what the market is giving me right now. I would like for it to show us an actual direction. We're still hanging around this range. We haven't picked a particular direction yet. Now we're off to the highs. $7.88 and a quarter looks like. Get in there quickly. Again, we have sellers there at the end at +2. Also, this will be a lot of profit taking. So, the buyers that came in that faded the low, more than likely they'll be looking to take profit at the highs. So they're not going to wait for price to get all the way to the high. They're going to start taking profit before the high. So, which is a lot of the price action that we're seeing right now. Some of that, a lot of that would be what was creating this price action now, from my perspective. So with that awareness, I definitely still would not be trying to take and the fact that that price action is so parabolic, I would need to pull back before we got in. But just knowing that there will be traders trying to take profit there, I wouldn't try to take a breakout up here either. I want my order where the energy is, but I want to kind of, get ahead of it as much as I can. This is why I try to look for the best price. I like to buy into when it's pulling back and we're loading up. Kind of that slingshot effect. I want to get in when we're pulling it back so that I can start taking profit once we're trading into strength. Keeping an eye on value area high, but we got this dip right here, 775 from a bullish perspective. if I was trying to short this, I wouldn't want to at this point. If I'm looking at this from a short seller, I'm definitely waiting for a better setup. That's way too much strength. But I would be trying to short. A short seller would be trying to short this high, just trying to see the market from both perspectives. And I'm just walking through it out loud. Because there's traders that either one doesn't look at the market the same way that that I look at it. There's traders that don't even pay attention to the candles, and all they're looking at is their levels, and no matter what, they're going to trade their levels. So if I'm a short seller with that type of perspective or that type of mentality, I'm going to be looking at the high and I'm going to short that high. Then you got those that are taking a breakout here. So this is the battle that we're seeing right now. Breaking into new highs. First attempt is a failure. Volume spike at 760.25 with some noisy structure. So far we're holding 775. We also looking at my Sierra chart. Looking at Sierra chart, we do have a balance, so that when we had a oh no, it's a little bit lower. So we have a balance level in line with PR 50 at 747. So those are the levels that I'm looking at. Still holding 775. taking a glance at the historical structure of today's session. What's been the pattern is it trades into highs, into the high, or it trades into the new, and yeah, I can say it like that. It trades into the highs, and then we hold that level for a while before it breaks back down. So let's see if we continue with that pattern, or if it does something different. It looks like we're trying to entice more buyers to come into the market now. I have a 30-minute ceiling at 817. So you definitely broke that trend. The rest of the market is trading into 15-minute resistance. So hindsight capital is telling me so far this morning I would have had to execute my more aggressive strategies, or my more aggressive techniques. Which being in drawdown, doesn't have me wanting to do that. So I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna stay true to that. And I'm still not gonna turn on the aggressive techniques as of yet. Going to exercise patience and let it come to me. I want the market to give me what I want. picture is being painted to continue taking prices higher. Broke out of that previous resistance. Now we're, got the retest. We retested that resistance, previous resistance. Continue to retest it. A little too much. So what our game maker understands the most is human psychology. So they paint the picture, and not just with trading. This is with everything, all aspects of our existence on this planet. They paint the picture, and to take advantage of, or pretty much, to benefit from what they understand about human psychology. And I'm just not being too specific, because I'm not gonna get too deep down that rabbit hole, but I'm just using the term game maker there, just as a broad term. Alright, so trading back within that range. Probably could have took some scalps in, this, if I was trying to take breakouts and stuff, but being that I'm only trading 2 contracts, to me that's not really worth the price of admission. What time we at? 10:06. Seeing how low we can go, and keep my eye on the 760 level. I'm not gonna trade it, I'm just gonna watch it. Control. Yeah, I gotta see what my schedule looks like today, but definitely interested in trading in the afternoon. I think I got a few. I'm just looking at a few things that I can put in the journal today. Well, that Hindsight Capital Incorporated can put into the journal today. I don't think that might not be a bad idea to make a play on that. Definitely need to put that on a t-shirt or something. $7.86. Also realized just now, so as I slowly come back into at 100%, but I didn't collect any data in Sierra chart today. As the fog starts to clear. All right. As I can say, as I start to exit the tunnel, so I was definitely at the open. I had tunnel vision. But I am coming out of that. But I wasn't really looking for a trade at all, so that's another reason why I didn't even think about just the way that, from what I was saying on the board, I wasn't even looking at, I didn't even, have a trade in mind to even take. So that's another reason why I didn't collect any data in Sierra chart. But I have to remember that I need to do that regardless. All right, here's another push. So what I would like to happen is for us to have another zone of position building. Come down on the volatility a little bit, on the non-directional volatility a little bit. Because volatility in and of itself is not a bad thing. So we want directional volatility. It means when we just got a lot of momentum, maybe rest for a minute and then we have a pop in either direction. But there's a trend that has with the volatility. But the volatility that I personally am not a fan of is this volatility within a range. What I call battle zones are non-directional volatility. Got less than a minute for the close of my morning trading window. If I have time, I'm definitely going to come back in the afternoon and see what things look like. Got some Hindsight Capital to do for the journal. And with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close up the shop for the day. No need for me to just to wait around as of right now. So anyway, with all that being said, I appreciate everybody for coming through, all the comments and all of that, and I will see y'all on the next one. Trade it easy.